All right, tonight our notes are on really the last thing we're going to see with multi-step equations and solving. And these type of problems are called no solution and infinite solution. Okay, no solution and infinite solution. A lot of times with no solution, we'll see it written as NS or no solution. We just abbreviate it. And then with infinite solutions, sometimes it's written as infinite or infinitely many. For symbols, sometimes our no solution is written like that. It's like a 0 with a line through it. That means no solution. And then infinitely many, we write it as an infinity symbol. So those are all ways to designate no solution or infinitely many solutions. So what do these types of questions look like? Well, we're not going to know just from looking at these types of questions that it's going to be a no solution or infinitely many. It's all going to depend on what the answer is. So let's try this one here. -4 parentheses 2x plus 1 equals -8x minus 2. So what we have here is just a normal multi-step equation. I'm going to write out my steps, distribute, combine like terms, bring all variables to one side, and solve. And we'll follow along with those steps. So let's distribute. I've got -4 times 2x. That'll give us a -8x. Then a -4 times a +1. So that's a -4. Then this -8x minus 2 stays over here. So we've distributed. Now we're going to combine like terms on either side. Looking to the left, nothing that we can do, and on the right, nothing we can do there. Bring all variables to one side. Well, I see that I have a -8x here and a -8x here. We're going to pick one of them. Let's say I pick this one. I want to make a 0 pair with -8x, so I do that by doing the opposite, adding 8x. So let's add 8x to both sides. Now the whole reason that we did that is to create a 0 pair. So this becomes a 0 pair, and I'm left with just -2 on the right. But what happens here? -8 plus 8. That's also going to give me a 0 pair. So all we're left with is -4. So this is our answer. -4 equals -2. Now this is so different than what we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing x equals something or y equals something, whatever our variable is. But in this case, it doesn't even have a variable anymore. So we need to ask ourselves, is this true? Is it true? So is it true that -4 equals -2? No way. No way. It's not true. So this is what we would call no solution. So your answer is really no solution. We're not even going to write that as the answer. The answer is no solution. So something we need to know about no solution, and please write this, is that when something is no solution, there's no possible number that could make this equation true. There's no possible number that could make this equation true. So there's no value of x that would actually make the equation true. So when we look back at this equation, the one that we started with, there's absolutely no number that we could plug into x. Didn't mean right there. There's nothing we could plug into x that would make a true statement. There's no possible solution, which is why we say no solution. All right, let's look at another example and see what we get this time. So we're going to start with negative 5 minus 9x equals 3 times 1 minus 3x minus 8. All right, so we've got a multi-step equation. Donuts can be salty, or however you remember it. And we're going to go through our steps. Distribute. Can we distribute? Absolutely. So we've got 3 times 1, which is 3. 3 times negative 3x, which is negative 9x. And then minus 8 comes down. Then on the left side, nothing changes. All right, so we've done our distribution. Combine like terms. Let's check on the left side. 5 and 9x, nope, can't combine those. 3, negative 9x, and negative 8. Yes, I've got a 3 and I've got a negative 8. We can certainly combine those. 3 minus 8 leaves us with negative 5, and then minus 9x just stays the same. Negative 5 minus 9x. All right. Bring all variables to one side. Sure. I've got negative 9x, negative 9x. Let's bring one of those over. So I'm going to add 9x, add 9x. I feel like something weird's going to happen. That's a zero pair. Isn't that a zero pair also? So let's see what we're left with. We're left with negative 5 equals negative 5. Okay. So I want us to ask ourselves that same question. Is this true? Remember the last one we had was like negative 4 equals negative 2, and we said, is it true? No. Is it true that negative 5 equals negative 5? Well, in this case, yes, absolutely. Yes, this is true. So if it is true, that means that it's an infinitely many solutions. Or we might just write it as the infinity symbol. Okay, infinitely many solutions. So remember with no solution, we said that there's no possible number that could make the equation true. Well, when you have infinitely many solutions, it means just that, infinitely many. There are an infinite number of possible solutions. And what that means is any value of x makes the equation true. Okay. Any value of x makes the equation true. So what would we put as our answer for this? We would put infinitely many solutions or the equal sign. We wouldn't actually say like negative 5 equals negative 5. That's important, but it's not the answer. The answer is infinitely many solutions. So let's try a few more examples and see what we get. So for this one, we've got 3 times 2x plus 2 minus 3x equals 6 plus 3x. All right. Donuts can be salty. So here's a point in the video where I would say if you want to test your work with solving multi-step equations, I would solve this on your own. So I would pause the video, solve it on your own, and then unpause it, then kind of skip through the video to see if you get the same answer as me. If you need more assistance with solving equations, this is a great opportunity for you to follow along with me and get some extra practice with solving multi-step equations. So again, if you're ready, you can just pause the video, solve on your own, and then skip through at the end. If not, stick with me. So let's go through. Distribute. Absolutely, we can distribute. So we have 6x. 3 times 2 is positive 6 minus 3x. Equals 6 plus 3x. Okay. Combine like terms. Yeah, on the left, we can combine 6x minus 3x. That just leaves us with 3x plus 6 equals 6 plus 3x. Now I'm already starting to notice that I see a lot of the same terms on the left as I do on the right. Let's bring all of our variables to one side. So I'm going to subtract 3x, move that over. Notice what happens. That leaves us with a 0 pair, so we have 6 equals, that's another 0 pair, 6. So 6 equals 6. Is this true? Remember, if it is not true, then it's no solution. If it is true, then it's infinitely many. Is this true? Yes. So we would say infinity or infinitely many. Awesome. All right, let's try this one now. 3x minus 13 equals 7 times x plus 2 minus 4 x minus 7. So again, if you want to try this on your own, go ahead and pause the video, do it on your own. If you want to follow along, this is a good time to do that. All right, we're going to distribute 7x plus 14. So 7x plus 14. Then we have negative 4x. Negative 4 times negative 7 gives us a positive 28. And then 3x minus 13 stays the same. Combine like terms. I'm going to combine 7x with negative 4, so that's 3x. Then 14 with 28. That's 42 equals 3x minus 13. Okay, bring all variables to one side. So let's take away 3x on both sides. Okay, we got a weird answer, so we need to ask ourselves, is this true? No, it's not true. So we would say no solution. And again, you might see it written as that symbol. No solution. We'll try one last example. 8 times 5x minus 3 equals 6 times negative 3x minus 4. You want to try on your own, go ahead and pause, work on your own, and then come back to the video. Otherwise, follow along with me. I've got 40x minus 24 equals negative 18x minus 24. Okay. I don't really need to combine like terms on each side, but I do need to bring all my variables to one side. So I'm going to add 18. So that I have a 0 pair and negative 24. 40 plus 18, that's going to give me 58x minus 24 equals negative 24. Now I'm going to solve using inverse operations. I'm not going to do anything with the 58, but I am going to do the inverse of minus 24, which is add 24. Okay, 0 pair there. 58x equals negative 24 plus 24. That's a 0 pair, so that equals 0. We're going to divide both sides by 58. And we find that x equals 0. And this is totally okay. That's our answer. X equals 0. This is not infinitely many. It's not no solution. This is the only answer. All right, so if you get an answer that says x equals something, that means that that's your answer. It's only going to be no solution or infinitely many when you have like a number equals a number and you don't have a variable in your answer. If the variable comes all the way down, then it's true. The only exception is if you had something like this. What if I ended with x equals x? That's kind of weird, so we'd ask ourselves, is it true? Is it true that x equals x? Well, yes. So this would be an example of infinitely many if you got an answer like that. All right, good luck on your homework tonight.